We'll go ahead and get started here with some opening statements from General Manager Jim Ennis. Welcome, everyone. It's great to see you again on another great day for the Phoenix Mercury organization. It's been kind of a whirlwind last 2.5 weeks since we were here last announcing Vanessa's hiring, and since then we've had a pretty good little run going, bringing back Sophie and Shay and Kia Nurse, trading for Diamond to Shields, and last but not least, getting the leading scorer in the league to come to Phoenix in Tina Charles. It's not often that frequently players will tell you that it's not about the money, but it's not often that it's really not about the money and it's about winning. In this case, it's about winning. And I couldn't be happier to have this young woman next to me coming to Phoenix and playing for the Phoenix Mercury. I think she's a great representation of everything that we want in a player. High character, highly competitive, highly talented. Everything that we could want, she is. And with that, I'd like to welcome Tina Charles as the newest member of our Phoenix Mercury family.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just, for me personally, just being here, I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for you. Thankful for Vince, thankful for Vanessa. I could go on and on, but just the pedigree that Phoenix Mercury always had, how competitive it always has been, being really good friends with Diana. It just really made it very simple for me. And as far as free agency went, and just where I wanted to be and what's important for me, and that's just to win, and just to make teammates better around me. And had been able to play with Skylar and BG and Diana in Tokyo. To be honest, it really started there. I was, picking their brains and just seeing how it was here, and just being able to see what was missing from them, and being able to watch the finals, and knowing I was going to enter free agency, and just saying to myself, I think I can make a difference in Phoenix. I think I can help. And it doesn't even have to be with scoring, but, just spacing things out and making things a lot easier for BG, who's the most dominant player in the WNBA, hands down. So I just wanted to be somewhere where I can help and just make a difference, and just be held accountable, and just, surrounding myself with people who's going to take me higher. And that's the players that's on this team. That's with the head coach, and that's just with Vince, and it goes with Jim. And so I'm just thankful to be here.
All right, we're going to go to questions starting here in the room.
Alex Simon from the Next. Tina, 2 off seasons ago, 2020. Mm-hmm. This was almost close to happening then with both you, Skylar, Diana.
Yeah.
Can you walk us through what that was like at that point, and especially how close did it really get in 2020 to now be doing it here?
Yeah, no, it was extremely close. Diana had called me, and BG had reached out to me, and when I had the phone call with Diana, just at the time, and just where I was emotionally when it came to New York Liberty, and just what that organization will always mean to me, just being a hometown kid from New York. When I got off the phone with Diana, and I looked at my mom, and I was just like, Mom, I think I basically just said no to Kobe Bryant. I don't even know if the opportunity will present itself again. And it surely did. And I just took hold of it. But yeah, it was extremely close.
When you say the Olympics this past year really kind of was the moment, you played with BG starting on Team USA pretty much up until this Olympics, anytime the two of you were healthy together. How much do you feel like you two in the front court not just help each other, but can play off of each other and benefit each other, especially as your game has continued to grow over your career?
I think the best thing about BG is just the person she is. She's so nice. And, sometimes, I'm happy when I'm her opponent. I'm just just keep being nice. But I know in her, there's another level. And you see that level in spurts. And for me personally, I just want to make it easier for her. Our time with USA Basketball and Coach Oriema putting me in that position alongside of her, that's when my mind went to, okay, I have a versatile game. I can help stretch the floor. I can make high-low passes, and just spread the floor for her. So for me personally, it's going to be a lot of fun. Whatever she needs me to do, wherever she wants me to be, I just want to win. It's not about scoring. It's not about anything else. I just want to win, and whatever Vanessa needs me to do, I'll do it.
And Jim, I made an interesting note that in the press release, you don't typically see too many revealing quotes in the press release, but I did find it very interesting that you specifically highlighted that adding Tina will allow you to kind of balance the minutes of your 3 big post players between Tina, BG, and Brianna, to kind of have this addition is that the thought that this can help kind of keep everybody balanced a little bit more and try to sustain through any potential injury scares that could happen?
Absolutely. As last year proves, you can never be too deep at any position. And having three front court players like we have is a luxury for us. It's a compressed season, and we're preparing for that and a run through the playoffs. And you want to have as much talent as you can on the court at all times. And this will allow our players to stay more fresh and be ready for that playoff run.
And to kind of follow up on that, you've given your first year head coach quite the 6 players really to choose from that are all-star caliber, if not 7, when Kia Nurse eventually gets healthy. That's got to be a little bit of a, hey, good luck, right?
Well, hopefully we'll have 11 type of those players at the end of the day. We're going to be the big 11, I think. I saw Skylar say that the other day on social media, and I like that. It's not about 1 or 2 or 3. We're a team. We're 11 deep, and we're going to be ready to go come May 6th.
How has it been? Sorry.
Yeah.
Hi. How has it been just being able to practice with some of the players on the team so far?
Yeah, I was able to work out with Diana this morning. It was great. Diana's a pro. I'm trying to match her intensity, try to match as many threes as I can make that she makes. But Diana's just a great player. There's just something about her. She doesn't even have to say anything, but it's just a respect, just what she's done for our game, just what she's done for women in this league. It's just a presence that makes you want to play harder, makes you believe that you can do anything out there because she's there. And having the opportunity to do that this year. We played in Turkey together for Galatasaray in 2012, and I would always do individual workouts with her. And there was just little nuggets that I would always take from her. And it led to it being my MVP year, just having that time with her and just being able to watch her approach in every practice. It could be her mom on the practice team. She's gonna go at her mother. Like just that intensity level, night in and night out, just her approach. She told me the minute you stop playing is the seconds you become worse as a player. And that's something I always keep in mind from that time I played with her. But I'm really blessed to be able to say that I was a teammate of Diana Taurasi.
And maybe again.
Yeah.
Tina, is that something with Diana where you first get those experiences around her in 2012 and you kind of get back up and be around this on a yearly basis on the team? Did that start to percolate for you? Yeah, for sure. One of the main things for me, I wanted to be around winners, not every day, and not just winners like literally the team record, but winners, individuals that take their job serious, who put work first, who's all about being in the gym, players that you have to kick them out of the gym in that type of sense. And I know that about Skylar. I know that about BG. I know that about Diana. You look at a Shea Petty, just how special she is. Brianna Turner, Kia Nurse, I was her vet when she came in and I knew her work ethic. She was the player that I had to say, hey, we need you when it comes to recovery. So yes, for sure. I just wanted to be around winners all in all and high character individuals. Is this something you're ecstatic about at this stage in your career for a change? Mindset? Yeah, for sure. And has the history. These players on this roster, they've been places that I haven't been. I think the closest I've been is Eastern Conference Final. So I'll be able to follow them. I'll be able to just watch how they go about things when we get deeper in the season, God willing.
All right, we'll go to Zoom for a few questions, starting with Jackie Powell from Bleacher Report.
Hey, Tina, good to see you. Congratulations on signing with the Phoenix Mercury. So I saw on Instagram that you're very pumped to play alongside Diamond DeShields. And so I didn't know that the two of you knew each other. So take us through sort of what your friendship is with Diamond and, how that might help you both achieve your goals this season.
Yeah, Diamond and we crossed paths when we were playing in China. And it was very early in her career. And, to play in China first is kind of hard for anyone coming in. You don't have that sense of normalcy when you're in Europe, you have a car and you can get around. And she didn't look the happiest before we were about to play against her. And so I just went up to her and I said, hey, how are you doing? Take my number if you need anything. And from that time in China, when we played against one another, I would always check in on her. But that's just the person that I am. You just try to take care of people. And we always kept in touch. I would text her along the way when she was in Chicago, wishing her well in the playoffs, and vice versa. Before games in Chicago, I would always say hi to her, and after the game and all of that. So we always had a great respect for one another. Did I have any idea that we were going to play alongside one another? No, I did not. She called me on FaceTime and she was like, "Are we going to be teammates?" And I said, "Are we going to be teammates?" And and just like that, when she told me she was signing, it sealed the deal. And I was like, all right, this is definitely where I want to be. It just made us that much stronger, made this roster that much stronger with how special of a player she is.
I love that. That's a great story. I also wanted to ask you a bit about UConn because they've had this very up and down season with a ton of injuries, and it's been a fascinating journey to watch. And so from the outside looking in, I'm curious as to what you've made of their situation and how they've had to sort of completely transform and change their identity.
Yeah, I think the word is it's very unfortunate, when you have injuries, but Coach Hariyama knows how to tap into every player and get the best out of them. Different players are going to step up, when given the opportunity. So it's just actually a great time for UConn and for those players who don't get those opportunities if other players were playing, and just being able to see what their roster can do. Coach Hariyama is great. Christine Daly is great. Jamel Elliott is great. So I know it's still going to be a win, even though they're not winning games, just because of what they're going to be able to learn along the way. And being that in women's basketball, we have to stay all 4 years, that group will definitely gain a lot of character, a lot of camaraderie with just what they're going through right now. So I have no doubt in my mind that they'll be able to turn it around, maybe this season or even in the years to come.
And the last one, just to follow up regarding UConn, if you were in Paige Becker's shoes, how would you approach her situation, and what would you find is the most productive way to approach that type of situation where you're out and you can't be on the floor?
I'll just have perseverance. That's how you gain perseverance. You stay close to your teammates, you try to be a leader. In other ways, you still develop as a player, in your leadership role, you're able to see the game differently. When you're not out there, I can say that, having an injury before. But that's the most that I can say, gain perseverance, stay with your team, and stay in tune, because you just never know.
Thanks, Tina. I appreciate it.
All right, next up we have Shay Mamu with Swish Swish, followed by Chris.
Hi, Tina, and congratulations. Last season, you took and made more threes than ever with Washington. Can we expect the same type of production this year with Phoenix, or was it only the situation in Washington that required you taking so many threes?
To be honest, I got bored with my game when I sat out in the bubble, hook shots and drop steps. And I challenged myself, and I thought there was another level that I can get to. There's more that I can do, having the time that, I was excused from the bubble. I was medically exempt, and I just stayed in the gym and I just worked on my game. And I just wanted to stretch the floor. When I'm playing against the young talent, when I always think about what Jonquel Jones is doing, what is Brianna Stewart doing, what is Candace Parker doing, I always look at my counterparts, and I either try to match what they're doing, or try to go above and beyond what they're doing. And for me to be able to knock down the three, I knew it would help elongate my career. And it was also very fun to do. But I can tell you that it would be even better this year and the years going forward. I'm always still in the gym. I consider myself a gym rat, and I just want to keep getting better.
All right, actually, we're gonna go next to Sabrina Merchant with SB Nation.
Hey, Tina. You mentioned earlier how you see yourself fitting around Brittany Griner, your experience with USA basketball. I'm just curious how you've thought about how your game complements Brianna Turner's.
My game compliments Brianna Turner. She's a great defensive player. I always have fun playing against Phoenix, but I can just say, I'll just hope that she could just learn from me, that I could just be a mentor to her, and I could also learn from her, that I could just see the way she sees the game. Just try to help her offensively. I can learn from her defensively. She's had more time with BG, and so she knows BG's tendencies more than I do right now. But I think it's just going to be fun. I just want to be able to help her, how her approach is. If I can help raise her level of play, that's something that I would love to do. But I always hear great things about her, how nice and sweet of a kid she is. So I look forward to playing alongside of her.
Thanks.
And we have one final question here to her.
Oh.
I know that your Hope You Start Foundation means a lot to you. So can you tell the X Factor a little bit about it and why it's so important to you?
Yeah, so Hope You Start Foundation is in memory of my aunt, Maureen Baz. Her nickname was Hopi. She was the firstborn out of 6 on my mother's side. And so she was nicknamed Hopi because she brought hope to the family. She passed away March 9, 2013 to multiple organ failure. At the time, I was playing in Poland and I read an article on a high school basketball player named Wes Leonard, who suddenly collapsed from sudden cardiac arrest when the heart suddenly stops. And his school did not have an AED, an automated external defibrillator. And at the time, when I saw the device, I remember always seeing it in different institutions and airports, but I never learned the orientation of an AED. Never heard of what sudden cardiac arrest is. It's indiscriminate towards race, age, or gender. For every minute that goes by, 10% survival rate goes down. And at the time leading up to that year, I was very active in the community. And so I just decided to make this my mission, just to raise awareness to sudden cardiac arrest through placement of AEDs. And so since April 2013, we've been able to place over 430 AEDs, about 20 international. We were able to partner with FIBA EuroLeague Women and provide AEDs because at the time when I was playing in Poland, I realized the gymnasiums I was in didn't have these defibrillators. There's a defibrillator in the trunk of my car. When I'm traveling overseas, I travel with an AED. But we were also able to save a life. We were able to see the fruits of our labor. We're missing Mr. Dan Carlson, one of our recipients from 2014 at the Marbridge Foundation in Austin, Texas. He's the head of landscaping and he collapsed and an employee was able to retrieve the AED and bring him back to life and survive the scare. So for me, it's not about the duration of your life, but the donation of it. And I just want to just keep being a servant unto others. Basketball is what I do. It's not who I am. So for me, success is being able to impact others' lives. And so I've been able to donate my salary to my foundation to help keep communities heart safe. And so right now it's the AED grant program. Any nonprofit can go to the website in 300 words, explain why you think the device is important. But to me, it shouldn't come down to essays. The way you see fire extinguishers is the way you should have AEDs present. The way you go through a fire drill in your institution is the way you should know what your AED program is within your institution. So yeah, that's Hopi's Heart Foundation. And I really appreciate the question. Thank you.
All right, let's conclude our questions. I know we have a couple photos to take here at the end.
Cool.